my comments are more along the lines of some of the finishes and some of the spaces that athletics is been envisioning and certainly designing and working with Brian and the architects, and then with Austin Flintco to see this become a reality. And you're in a room that's, as Nick had said earlier, is unique, and a recruiting space that we can leverage to really showcase this stadium, showcase what we've accomplished as a football program, what our staff can do for someone who's coming in here who's considering coming to Baylor University. Plus, not to mention, you got a great view, and takes you right onto the field and takes you to your seat. So this is a unique is one way to put it, but we think it's pretty spectacular. And I have not personally, in my opinion, seen another recruiting space that's this nice.
So potential recruits are going to be watching games from here?
You know what? They're certainly operation in the way that they kind of go through their whole game experience will include this. So prior to the game, the prospects would come in here, be able to have something to eat, watch some of our video clips, meet with the coaches, meet with the staff, walk out onto the field while our team practices, and then walk right up into their seats. So they'll be watching the game in seats just like the rest of us, but
this would be kind of like a clubhouse.
This would be a lot like a clubhouse.
Well, what's the main reason you decided to put it down here on this level right here?
Well, I think one, it's impressive. Let's start with that, and we know that the recruiting game is competitive, and you're bringing in 17, 18-year-old kids who want to be impressed, and so this is certainly going to accomplish that. I think the other thing is you can manage these recruits' full experience from where they come in. They can walk into this space. You can tell your story. You've only got so much time to tell your university story, for your coaches to meet and greet them, and so you can really kind of capitalize on where to take them. You go from here. The football team prior to the kickoff, can walk out these windows right here, so these recruits can kind of see them walk by and really visualize what it would be like to be a Baylor Bear. And so now you walk out onto the field, take in this whole environment, and then you walk right up into those first 4 rows, which are our recruit seats. So you basically manage their entire experience, and I think that's what you try to do.
What else is going to go into the space? I see different things on the wall I don't know if you're going to have some certain facts and figures and things like that about the program. What else is going to go in here? Yeah,
well, that's a video wall that obviously doesn't have the video televisions on it yet, but that is one large video wall that that we can play clips of great moments throughout the past seasons and current season. You have some additional televisions in the back here that we can play ESPN, play Fox, or whatever that we want. We've got a sound system if you want to get people excited about what's going on. So and then we'll also have some computers that allow kids to see the academic program, see the campus life. We have hosts that come in and are able to explain that to a parent or a prospect to try to get an idea of what it's like to be a Baylor Bear.
How much was Coach Browse involved in decorating this space?
Quite a bit. And I would point to Bo Trahan and Colin Schillinglaw with Coach, talking about what's the presentation, what do we want it to say. Obviously we've got some pretty, bright colors in here, and that's what you want to be able to resonate with 18, 17-year-old kids, and so a lot of things that are on the wall, a lot of things that are being displayed, the televisions, all the content in that television is going to be managed by our coaching staff and by Bo and Colin.
And Todd, if I recall, Xbox is in here too, right?
There will be. So if you got a sibling, you can send them over to the Xbox to play, and if it just happens to be the Robert Griffin Xbox year, that's a plus.
They said they're about 96% done. I mean, how pleased are you guys? And obviously, you've always been confident that this was going to get done, but the fact that it's being closer to a reality.
Yeah, I mean, we're very pleased with where they are. You're right, we haven't been confident the whole time. I think as you see things like the field go in, it sort of makes it a reality when you're out there all the time and you start to see finished parts of the stadium going in like that. So very pleased with where we are in the project. Absolutely, we're 96, 97% done. And like I said earlier, we're just geared up to figure out how we're going to run it now. So.
Brian, when they talk about punch list items, is that coming from you guys, or what exactly does that mean?
Well, it's coming from whoever's walking with them that day.
Right.
But it's collectively university, the architect. We all have places we're looking at. Obviously, our vendors, as they're looking at concession stands, have things that need to be fixed or things they want changed out. And so it's really a team effort, depending on the area we're looking at. But it's collectively the university and the design team.
Do you think back about this being a big pile of dirt, a few months ago at all, and it being what it is right now?
Often, primarily because, again, at this point, we can start to see the finish line. 2 months ago, at least I would find myself going back and looking at pictures from previous months, just to continue to illustrate the progress we were making over a quick time frame. We always thought it could be done, but the amount of work that this team has put in place, really in the last 18 months, is pretty impressive. So we're excited where we are.
Is the berm going to be turf?
The berm will be a grass where you see it now, and then right up under the scoreboard will be a section of turf we're bringing over from Floyd Casey.
Was there a time after y'all took down the old scoreboard and pulled up the turf that you said, okay, we're in the air and we're waiting for the landing spot?
We were in the air and waiting for the landing spot in July of 2012. So certainly, I think we would joke a lot about don't tear down Floyd Casey, don't remove things. That was never really an option. But certainly, once you pulled the turf up, once the scoreboard came out, perhaps it put some finality to that facility. Sure.
So you didn't have a plan B?
Did not have a plan B.
I think we were going to use the Fenway Park where we were going to put numbers up as they score, but when you cut up the field, you're pretty much sunk.
Brian, what was the thought of having a football game, a high school game, before the Baylor game, and was that something y'all wrestled with at all?
Sure. No, not really. We actually have Traditions Rally that'll be open to the public the Thursday before, and then we have a high school game Friday. The thought process on both of those is, we know we're going to have 45,000 fans in here on August the 31st at 6:30, probably at 4:30. But we're going to have a full house. And so Thursday and Friday, certainly from an operational perspective, gets us a chance to work some bugs out, check concession stands, check our ticketing system, and so more or less a dry run through.
How many people are expected? I'm sorry. How many people are expected that Alito game?
I've heard reports of 10 to 15,000. I actually think we could see a lot more for folks that just want to come experience it, to see the stadium. Folks that may be in town, it's Labor Day weekend. You may want to come back and spend the weekend in Waco, come back to campus, expecting the game. So I think we could see north of that potentially, but I've heard 10 to 15.
Yeah.
Todd, is there a pop for you in the stadium? Just something that really resonates with you that you're like, this is the really cool thing, I guess? Or
I think there's a lot of things. I think the one that I'm very excited about is really everything surrounding our student body, and be it the traditions of the Baylor line and how they're going to run on and how they're going to run underneath, which is an enhancement to what we already do to the seating. And you can see the gold seat that's up in that east section right there. That is the the Baylor line seating section, and then the rest of the students. I'm excited for them because I think their experience is going to be, better than what most other experiences are, and it'll be interesting to see, how many kids want to come out every single game just to take part in this. So, I know that's not all that, flashy like lime green ceilings or anything, but it's going to be fun, and it's going to separate, I think, the Baylor experience.
Are there separate locker rooms for the high school game, or would they use the fancy one?
We have 3 auxiliary locker rooms on the east side that can be used for high school, for the visiting team, and whatnot.
I noticed some of the seats are like actually on the field. There's not even a retaining wall or anything right now, right in the end zone. Are those Baylor line seats?
Those are the band. That's where the band is going to sit. So another, a great feature where, the band is going to be part of the action. They're going to be on the field, getting on and off the field, very easy. And it's actually a placement that is going to be allow them to amplify the sound, so very loud.
So it won't be any kind of home field advantage or anything then? That didn't go into the thought process?
Absolutely not. No. Of course, everything in here is you start thinking about home field advantage. This is a competition, and we're in it to win it.
Brian, maybe the stadium as a whole, but the locker room in particular, is reality better than what you saw on the pictures or whatever, the proofs and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely for the locker room, but I mean, I could say that honestly about every aspect of the stadium. I mean, it's better than, you see the drawings, you sit in all the design meetings, you talk about it, and then when you see it come to life, at least for me, there's nothing that we've done here that hasn't blown me away. And I truly believe that, I mean, this will be the finest college football stadium in America, hands down.
It seems like those locker rooms that would really blow away recruits.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's, again, if you study them and look at them, there's attention to detail. It's got the Baylor brand on it. The hooks move forward. You got locks, big seats. You pull it up, you got a stainless steel bin. Every detail has been really thought out, certainly in the locker room, but throughout the stadium.
14, I don't know if you saw this, but there's 14 speakers, 14 large speakers, so blow them away. You could probably literally blow them away with that, so yeah, it's going to be exceptional.
Jeff didn't have the square footage, but do y'all have an estimate on that room? Or?
I don't know. Architect on here. We'll find out and get back to you.
You sold out already for, how's the ticket sales? That's got to be exciting.
It is exciting. It's certainly everything we hoped for when we went into the process. We knew that you're going to get a spike when you build a new stadium. We were told that. We had some consultants that came in and kind of predicted what is normal for institutions that build new stadiums. But you add a conference championship, a Big 12 conference championship, add going to a BCS Bowl, everything that Art Briles has done, and it's all come to fruition to the point where, we're out of your normal seats. What we've got left is berm seats, which we knew we would sell on a game basis, and then whatever the visiting team gives back to us. So tickets are going to be tight, but you know what? That's a good thing, and I'd rather be in that situation than what we had been in the past.
One of the things that we're hearing from our readers is a lot of them, they want those berm seats. They're not like, oh, we'll take them if we're out of regular seats. They want the berms.
It's always hard to predict what your experience is going to be like when you have a berm or you have something that's new. I think they could be a phenomenal seat. You're right on the field virtually, and now if there's not an assigned seat, so that's probably the unknown about the berm. But you might be right. I mean, those could be seats that are in demand and people want year after year.